When Joseph stood before Pharaoh, he was able to interpret the Pharaoh's dream. And not only did he interpret the dream, he gave the Pharaoh a solution. The Pharaoh was so marveled by his wisdom that he said, "We can never find a man that is better than you." And the Pharaoh now made him the second in command over Egypt. The Bible said that the Pharaoh did not concern himself with anything because Joseph was now in charge of everything. Literally, Joseph was the king. The only person above him was the Pharaoh. But why was the Pharaoh so impressed? How was Joseph so wise that he could impress the Pharaoh like that? Why was he so prepared for the opportunity that God created for standing before the Pharaoh? It's because God had already trained him and given him wisdom through the experience he had in Potiphar's house and the prison. If you read your Bible, the Bible said that Joseph was so successful in the things that he did that Potiphar made him the second in command in his house. Joseph was the owner of that house. Potiphar was the only person above him. And then God now took Joseph to the prison. The Bible said that Joseph was so successful in the things that he did. Joseph became the head of the prison. The only person that was above him was the original head. That was just a figurehead because Joseph was that good. So because God prepared him through Potiphar's house and the prison, when Joseph now stood before Pharaoh, Joseph wowed the Pharaoh and the same thing happened. If you saw Joseph as a slave in Potiphar's house, you would have been feeling bad, from his father's house. Now he's a slave in somebody's house. If you saw him in the prison, you would have been feeling bad for him. But you would not have realized that God was giving him the tools for his destiny. He was preparing him for the opportunity. What we call success today is opportunity meeting preparation. It's just like a job opening. When a company is looking for a job now, looking for a software engineer, and they put the job opportunity there for people. The only way you can meet that opportunity and gain the success from that job, right, is to be prepared for it by having your CV and by being able to do the thing that they require for that job. If you don't have it, even if you go there for the interview, they will chase you out. The opportunity will eject you. That's the same way. God has not opened the opportunity yet. That is why you have not experienced the success that He has promised you. But during this time that it seems like things are dry, that you're in the wilderness, you are being prepared. And as you are prepared, when God opens up the opportunity, you will make good use of it. The worst thing that can happen to you is to go up and come down. It's better to have never gone up than to go up and come down. It's better to have never made money than to make money and go back to poverty. So many times when you ask God for something, God will take you through a process, a time where He's building your wisdom to be able to handle what He wants to give you. Because a blessing that comes into your hand which you cannot handle is a curse. And a good thing that comes at the wrong time is a bad thing. So it is much better to be patient than powerful. Because when you are being patient, your wisdom is being built. Your character is being built. And wisdom and character gives power consistency. It gives blessings consistency. It means that as you pass through that process, when God finally blesses you, it will be for life. Joseph went after the prison, after Potiphar's house, after slavery and everything. The moment he stood before the king and utilized the opportunity before he was prepared, it was till he died. He didn't go back to slavery. He didn't go back to Potiphar's house. So my brother, you ain't going back. So make use of the time that God has given to you now. Cheers.